Gator, the Red Wing front, Kane and Tarasenko speak. Any thoughts?
Yeah, actually, not that we should make too much out of this, and I'm not going to make too much out of it, but at least my mood will change a little bit, and I get more encouraged when you hear players talk about how much they love it here. When Patrick Kane says that, like, I love it here. I wanted to be here. It was, a priority and all that, and it sounds great. Like it sounds like he's got so much left in the tank,
Yep.
even though it's a 1-year contract, and maybe this is the plan. Hey, we'll go year by year with you, Patrick. As long as you're still producing, and we think that we can pay you a certain amount, we'll keep it going. All right, well, the re-up for a year, and that sounds great. And then Tarasenko was waiting on the line, I think he went first before Patrick Kane, and he's like joking around, hey, let's get this over. I don't want Patrick to be angry, if we're going to get to him late, and he was joking about it. But apparently his wife had contacted Kane's girlfriend and asked about, what's it like in Detroit, and because he had started to inquire about it before the Red Wings got in touch with Tarasenko. And then Yzerman, I guess, had talked to Patrick Kane about Tarasenko because the two played briefly together with the Rangers. But all in all, Tarasenko was like, yeah, this is where I want to be here too. And I don't play this game to not to win. I play this game to win. And he was speaking in glowing terms of Kane. And it got me thinking, like, these two guys, and Kane said the same things about Tarasenko. If these two guys play together, I mean, that could be a really interesting line, Kane and Tarasenko on the wings with whomever at center. That could be really interesting because Tarasenko is a multi-30-goal scorer. He scored 40 in this league. He's a couple of years removed from having a 30-goal season. Last 2 years, he split times with different teams because he got traded and may have upset things a little bit, but he's still, what do you have, 28 goals last year, 23 goals last year, whatever the number was. Patrick Kane looks fantastic on the ice and passing the puck. He needs a guy who's going to shoot on the other wing or at center, playing along with him. And Tarasenko can be that guy. These two guys combined, I mean, can they, if they're on the same line, is it possible to get 60 goals between them?
So it's interesting because Max Balman of The Athletic took his first crack at the line combinations. Mm-hmm. And it looks so different than last year. Like, it feels like they've kind of spun their wheels a little bit. But the first two lines, the first top line is DeBrincat, Larkin, and Raymond. The second line is Tarasenko, Compher, and Kane. Rasmussen, Kopp, and Christian Fischer. The third line, Bergeron, Veleno, and Mott. The fourth line. Who knows how these things shake out and which youngsters might crack the roster. But those top two lines look like they'll be able to put the puck in the net.
Yeah, and you look at that as the weak link. Is it Compher? Well, Compher certainly has more to give than we've seen. But
he's back here.
Yeah. But I'm encouraged.
Yep. Now, there's also some discussion about whether or not Nate Danielson gets a shot.
Danielson or Casper, yeah.
Yep. Carter Mazur.
Carter Mazur's another one.
Could get a shot. When those guys go and go to Traverse City and earn a spot. I remember the excitement that Lucas Raymond brought to the table when he did. It would certainly be awesome if Danielson, Casper, or Mazur got that opportunity.
Yeah, and don't sleep on Soderblom. Remember, he made that his mark in training camp and in the preseason and was playing on the team to start the season. And, he's still around. He hasn't gone anywhere, and still big guy. But I feel like they're with guys like Fischer and Mott, definitely role players, right? Mm-hmm. But those are players that can be interchanged, and with bringing somebody else in. Although it feels like if you're going to bring in Casper or Danielson, that you're bringing them in to play full-time minutes, that you're not bringing them into, on the roster to be a scratch every other game or whatever. But I feel like I don't know if the offensive roster of this team is better, but I feel better about it today than I did a day ago when I'm thinking about the combination of Tarasenko and Kane. These guys sound like they want to play together. And if you think about it, take a step back, they could play really well together. Having Patrick Kane with anybody that can finish is going to work out, you would think.
Well, in the regular season last year, the Red Wings were top 10 in goals a game. And, it was a pretty decent offensive team. If they're better,
I don't know if they're going to score more.
Yeah.
They have to make up 75 goals from the players that they've lost. And that's a lot. And 22 of them come from the blue line between Walman and Gostisbehere. So that's going to be hard to make up on the blue line. But offensively, there are guys that can give more. Like if you expect Raymond to step up his game another notch, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. He had 31 goals last year. Can he score more? Sure. Larkin only played 68 games last year, and he had 33 goals. Is Larkin going to score more if he's going to be healthy for 80 games or 75 games? Yeah. DeBrincat scored 27 last year, played all 82 games. That was a disappointing year, I think, for Alex DeBrincat to score only 27. We expect him to be in the 30 range. So right away, your top three scorers from last year, I would expect more goal scoring from those guys. How much more is Kane going to score? How much more is Tarasenko going to add to this team? Those are the two big names.